Hey guys, PinkPantheress here, and if there's one thing you know about me, it's that I love bedroom pop. But if there's another thing that you know about me, it's that I absolutely love dragons above all other animals. They're just so neat. I just love it. So, I actually had a fan of the channel send me a fan fiction he wrote for the book series Wings of Fire, which I absolutely adore. And I just wanted to share it and read it all to you and hope that you get as much excitement out of it as I did. This shit had me literally quaking. So, let's just jump right into it. I'm literally clutching my little purse right now, just in anticipation. I just love dragons. I love their scales, their long snoots, just everything about them. So let's just jump right into this shit. She had been in the cave for hours. The acrid stench of sulfur and smoke burned her lungs with every breath as she sat there, her mind racing to devise an escape. Her snout was tightly bound, rendering her venom useless, a cruel frustration in her already dire situation. The faint sound of wing beats echoed through the cave, and two nightwings landed just inside the entrance. Their dark figures silhouetted against the dim light. They approached with casual confidence, their voices low but cutting. "Damn, another rainwing," one sneered. "What else would you expect?" the other replied with a scoff. "They're stupid, sluggish, and easy to catch." The first nightwing's lips curled into a grin. "Hey, I have an idea." The second turned to him, raising an eyebrow. "Oh yeah? What is it?" "Before I explain," the first said, glancing at her bound form with disdain, "obsidian? Knock her out." She barely had time to process the words before a searing, crushing pain exploded at the back of her head. The world spun violently, and then there was nothing but darkness. She awoke on her stomach, legs sprawled and dangling limply over the edge of a cold, rough stone table. The faint clink of iron echoed in the air still as her front talons strained against heavy chains bolted into the ground. Shackles bit into her ankles, holding them in place and preventing even the smallest kick. A coarse rope stretched out from her tail to her horns, forcing her body into an unnatural curve and leaving her wings crushed beneath another set of crude restraints. Even her snout was cruelly bound shut, the rough cords digging painfully into her scales. "You belong to us now," the Nightwing said. Its massive, muscular form loomed over her, his broad back still turned, toying with dominance. Clawed talons like icy blades seized her taut, scaly rear, kneading the firm flesh with a brutal intensity that bordered on pleasure. She writhed and gasped, a hiss escaping her lips as a cocktail of pain and unbidden arousal flooded her senses. The cruel hooks dug into her scales, tracing wicked patterns upon her skin, each drag igniting sparks that danced along her nerves. A shudder rippled through her as the frigid claws slid with maddening slowness over her dry, aching sex, summoning forth the slick nectar of her lustful awakening. The cool air kissed her scorched flesh as her body betrayed her. Glory shrieked as the massive, throbbing cock shoved into her, stretching her impossibly wide. The rough, textured surface scratched her tender walls, barbs dragging deliciously as it hilted, balls slapping against her ass. Bound limbs straining against the chains, every muscle seizing in agonizing bliss. All in one motion, obsidian ripping the binding around her mouth, reached in and yanked her fangs out so that she became venomous. She screamed at the pain as she started to taste blood. "Please, stop!" Glory called out. Glory gagged and convulsed around Obsidian's throbbing cock as he hilted in her raw, fangless throat, his heavy balls slapping her chin. Choked, desperate gurgles escaped as she struggled for air that wouldn't come. Lungs burning in her heaving chest. At the same time, Darksky's hot, thick seed sloshed in her brutally stretched, violated belly as he plugged her ass with his softening shaft. excess cum oozing out around her and trickled down her trembling thighs. The dual sensations of suffocation and the sickening weight in her stomach made her reel, vision darkening at the edges as the Nightwings cruelly used her every hole as a mere dumping ground for their releases. With a final, vicious thrust, Obsidian pumped the last of his load down her spasming throat, before both monsters abruptly withdrew, leaving Glory broken, gasping, and awash in their combined cooling seed. So there you guys have it. I really hope you enjoyed listening to this. It was very interesting. Definitely a different take than the child-friendly books. Low-key, I was quaking the entire time reading that. Literally had my thighs shivering. So, yeah, a lot of balls slapping against scaly surfaces. Like that. Love that. It was really cute. And, a lot of expelling of dragon seed, which usually is how these things go, I would assume. Don't know, don't read a lot of dragon fanfic. But yeah, if you guys want to see more of this, hit that like button, subscribe, and share with your grandma on Facebook.